What's up, guys? Welcome to our Z-Roll, and today we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks for traveling.
So this is the part 2 of our tips and trick series of traveling. This is still for airlines, and this is kind of more of like we did one for kids, this is kind of more for adults. We have about 10 of them we're gonna talk to you guys about. Go ahead and get started.
Alright, so tip number 1, and a lot of these tips we're going to be sharing with you guys today are based from things we've experienced and noted for next time when we travel. And so that's going to start us off with the first one, which is something we learned, more of me, but use the bathroom on the plane when you can. So we say this because depending on where you're flying into, bathrooms are always crowded, especially the women's. And if you've got another flight you have to catch, like you're connecting one and it's in a tight time frame, or for us, we were trying to catch a shuttle to get to our resort in Disneyland, and we ended up missing it because I had to use the bathroom.
And she was in line for about 25 minutes.
I was in line for so long, and so once we got off the plane, every bathroom, like right when you got off, was just the line was wrapped around. So we thought we'd go to another one, and that one was busy. And so yeah, it was about 25 minute wait, and I could have done it on the plane, but I was like, oh, I'll just do it when we get to the airport. So next time, use the bathroom on the plane.
And also, this is good for kids too, because I mean, like, when you're in the terminal and it's all chaotic, everyone's getting off their flights and stuff, just using the bathroom on the plane. You kind of have an internal clock as well. You already know how long you've been flying. You're gonna be descending soon. Kind of remember that when you're traveling, and it's getting to that point where we're probably gonna be descending and we have to actually put our seatbelts on. We can go use the bathroom, make sure everyone's ready to go. So that way when you land, you can just get to whatever you need to do. If you have plenty of time to kill, then that's a different story, that's fine. Tip number 2 is curbside check-in for your bags. If your airport has that, our airport's pretty small, so we don't really do the curbside here. However, when we're coming back from a bigger city, we usually try to take advantage of curbside, because what it is that, depending on who you're flying with, they're gonna have people out there just checking your bags on the curbside. It's a lot faster. You don't have to wait in line, especially when you have kids and things like that, or you don't want the hassle of waiting in line. It's awesome, and it's free. Sometimes it does charge. Most of them are free, but it's kind of tip based. Well, it should be tip based. You should tip. Which kind of is talking about the next kind of bonus tip, I guess, is when we travel, we always bring cash for tips, because you just never know when you're gonna need that. If it's, from getting from Uber to curbside to just a random, someone grabs your bags to take you up to your room and you don't really expect it, but you want to pay someone, things like that you just have some cash in your wallet to be able to, on hand, to be able to tip people.
Alright, tip number 3 is bringing an empty water bottle. I think for most trips we go on, especially when you do Disney cruise, we always like to bring a water bottle so that you have it on your trip. For the travel day, we don't necessarily use it. It's something we actually like to just put in our check-on bag. We usually will just buy like one of those smart waters. I know he's really big on smart waters, but it's always great to have.
Can I tell you why?
Sure.
Okay, well, the reason why is because they have electrolytes in the smart water, and I'm prone to lose things. So I usually put my water bottle in my check-in bag, and that way if I do lose, because more things I have in my hand or with me, like I lose for some reason. So I get a smart water. It's kind of tradition at this point. It has electrolytes in it. It's very tall, right? So I have plenty of water. But also you can refill it at the little water fountains and stuff. It's perfect size in those ones that are upright.
Small ones, yeah.
So that's what I usually do.
Tip number 4 is being ready for TSA. So you guys know, if you travel, the drill about shoes off, the belts, or getting your laptop out, or liquid. So just kind of thinking through those things, kind of having things accessible, because nothing's worse when you've got a line of people behind you and you're just kind of like holding up people. Yep. So just kind of thinking through that when you have like your carry-on bag, the things you need to take out are easily accessible to take out, and just on what you're wearing, I always try to wear things that it's just kind of like easy slip off off shoes, you know, stuff like that.
Being mentally prepared is super helpful going through TSA. Also, we talked about TSA pre-check on our last vlog. I actually did it. It's $85 for 5 years. We have our little number now, so that way we can actually not have to worry about the huge line and take off a bunch of things you have to take off. But that is very helpful, again, to, you know, you do TSA pre-check. But also, like, if you don't know what's expected through TSA, just go online. It's like tsa.gov or something like that. They'll tell you what to be prepared for, so you're mentally prepared for that.
Tip number 5 is a phone charger. So nothing is worse on travel days when you don't have your phone, because come on, we're on it all the time when you're waiting, or if you like watching movies that way, or social media. So a tip with that is just keeping a phone charger in your travel bag. So I kind of have a go-to backpack that I use that I always wear whenever we fly, and so just keeping an extra one just already in there, so I don't even have to take the one that I use at home when I charge my phone every night, so I know it's there. So when I travel, it's just ready to go. It's kind of like your travel charger, so just always having that set and ready so you don't forget it.
Tip number 6, so you're at the airport, boarding hasn't begun, maybe you're about 30-40 minutes off, and your gate is packed with people. Just go to a different gate that's close by, kind of know when you're boarding, get that, make sure you understand when that is, and you've communicated with the people who are at the gate check. But just, you know, go off to a different gate that's close by, because usually it's not as packed, and you're gonna be able to spread your legs a little bit, get comfortable rather than being packed like sardines. And it honestly, it gets overwhelming sometimes at bigger airports. Our airport in Idaho is so awesome, and Idaho, please don't change, because it's the best airport, I think. But when you get to those bigger cities, like, it's just nice to be able to get away from the people sometimes.
Don't get a black suitcase. If you already have one, that's okay. But if you're looking
just decorate it,
yeah,
bedazzle it.
Add a little bit something on there. But if you're looking for a suitcase or a new bag, try to find something that stands out a little bit more. You know, nothing's worse is when you have the what's it called, the belt, the suitcase belt coming around, and it's just black bags for days. Baggage claim. Thank you. What did I call it? Like luggage belt?
The luggage belt, it works.
So finding something that you can spot your bag easily. If you do have a black bag, yeah, like Justin said, bedazzle it in some way, find something on there, you know, tie something on the handle that just kind of stands out to you, so you don't randomly grab a stranger's bag.
Because that is awkward, guys. I mean, I've done that before. I've grabbed a stranger's bag, and it's awkward when you realize, oh my goodness, this is not my bag. And you know they're watching you probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, do that. And even if it's like, just has a little bit more color than just plain black is helpful.
Right. I did that the other day. I went into another person's car and I was trying to open the handle, and then I realized it wasn't my car. It was so embarrassing. Yeah. I was like, I'm so glad. I hope nobody saw that.
You're like already inside.
I was like pulling it, and I'm like, this is not my car.
Why is this not opening? Ma'am?
I'm looking around, I'm like,
ma'am, this is my car. When you've booked your flight and you're about ready to check in and all that kind of stuff, make sure you download the app. So if you're flying Southwest or Delta, whatever, download their app. And if you have iOS, there's an option after you check in and everything like that. You're able to actually download your boarding pass to your Apple Wallet. I don't know about Android. I'm not an Android person. I'm pretty sure they have the same kind of technology. But I know for iOS, it's great because when you arrive at the airport, it's actually gonna bing, pull up on your phone that your boarding pass is there. You just tap it and you're ready to go. And then it kind of, you know, it reminds you when boarding is and things like that, which is great too. Yeah. That way it has almost like an internal clock on your phone, or a clock on your phone for you, and making sure that you're getting ready for boarding on time.
It's cool because you can also get it on your watch as well, so when you're going through the gate, it just is easy. I didn't have to hold anything, and they just scan it and walk through, so that's cool too.
It's very convenient. That way you're not worried about a paper trail. She sometimes will get a paper trail, depending still, and I'm like, come on, but she's like, what if everything dies on me? I'm like, well, that's why you have your charger that you keep in your travel bag.
But just in case, I have a paper.
Guys, just get to the airport early. I know that may seem super cliche of us even saying that, but I think sometimes we just have this mindset where it's like, okay, I only need to be here, you know, maybe this time because of this, because of that, maybe because of other experiences have gone really well. Yeah. There's gonna be those times though, guys, where stuff just happens and things just go wrong.
Right.
Okay, so I rather, you know, get there like at least 2 hours early, at least 2 hours. Even in Idaho, we get there early because honestly, especially if it's vacation, it's like, we're on vacation, doesn't matter. You know, I wanna get there anyway early. But just get there early because if something goes wrong, you're good, you're okay.
You got time.
And stuff does go wrong. Another thing about this is when you check in online, usually with your airline, it's about 24 hours. You can check in. This is a really crucial, especially like Southwest, for example, if you fly with them, you actually pick your seat. You wanna make sure you check in at that 24-hour mark so that way you can get a good seat because you may get stuck in the middle by the bathrooms and that's just, you can't recline, you're just like aboard and you're just hearing the toilet flush the entire flight. And I mean, if you're down, if you like that noise that soothes you and it helps you go to sleep, then by all means do it. I'm just saying that's not what we prefer, but we've been there and we've made it back fine.
All right, tip number 10 and our last tip is when you're booking your flights, a good thing to try to do is if you can book them early in the day, just in case with things that happen, whether that's weather or an engine malfunction, I don't know, but it gives you more time throughout the day to try to get another flight. So that's always helpful, so you don't have to wait a whole nother day.
Yeah, some of you guys know I went to Spartan and then I went to Disneyland for that day just a month ago or so. And that happened to us. Our flight actually, we got there and we couldn't get on, it was overbooked. And we actually had to wait till the next night because there was no more flights going out that day. So if you can, book those guys early so you have more time to be able to rebook and get on that same day or you're gonna be, you know, having to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's 10 tips. We have a lot more, but we wanted to kind of summarize them and maybe we'll do another one later on, kind of explain some others. Maybe not so much air travel next time.
Right.
Anyway, you guys have an amazing week.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.